we should say, welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to our live broadcast tonight. Hey, Russell, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm just looking on the system, and we have a problem on Twitch.
We have a problem on Twitch. What's the
Yeah.
problem on Twitch?
It's saying an internal error.
Oh, well, why don't you go ahead and refresh that? Because I'm not seeing anything on here. It says we're online right here. So, guess what? We're going to run with it.
Okay.
So, let's hope it is. Hey, everybody. So, welcome to our broadcast tonight. Russ, you want to look at the camera so people can see your lovely face? That's your camera.
That's my camera.
That's your camera.
It doesn't even look lit.
Oh, okay. So, maybe I should do it this way. And
No, the camera doesn't look lit.
What do you mean? The camera doesn't have to look lit.
Well, normally when it's on, it's lit.
Oh, my goodness.
Like this one is lit.
Yeah, they don't
That
have to
one
be
is
lit.
lit.
They don't have to be lit.
Okay.
Oh, folks, okay. It's clearly going to be one of those nights, right? All right. So, how you doing today, Russ? You said you're doing fine. How
I'm
come you're
doing
doing fine
fine.
today? What have you been doing
When I
today?
had my hair done
Oh, you went to the
and
hairdresser.
my beard trimmed,
That's true. You went to see. You went to
Went
see
to
Sir
see-
Bob.
I went to see my favourite barber,
Yep, Bob on
Bob
Washington.
on Washington.
Bob the barber.
Yep.
That's actually.
Yeah.
Isn't that the name of his shop? Is Bob's on Main or Bob's
Yeah.
on?
Bob's
Is it Bob's on Washington
on
or just
Washington,
Bob's?
yeah.
It might just be Bob's. I'm not even sure. And I actually went to see my hairdresser today too. It
You
just
did?
happened to be the same day.
Yeah.
Isn't usually the same day of the week.
No. I always go last Thursday in the month,
Mm-hmm.
unless we're
And that
away.
started based on because we used to take Thursdays off as our day off
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the week, and so it was a nice day to do it. Now it's just kind of a tradition that you go on.
I go Thursday. Last Thursday, 10 o'clock, I'm in the barber's.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And today you got an opportunity, maybe a new listing.
Yeah, possibly.
And then we had one of our vendor friends, one of our extraordinary good painters and floor refinishers contact us
Yeah.
yesterday and got in touch with one of his friends, and we'll see if that's going to turn into a listing or not. But
Yeah.
meeting with them tomorrow. So we've had some great things happening this week. We had another listing appointment on Tuesday. That one might be a one party. And for those of you that don't know what a one party listing is, a one party listing just means that the person who's listing their home has somebody already that they are considering selling their house to, but they want to use our services to make it easy, to make sure the paperwork's done right, to make sure everybody's represented right. So we're seeing if we can get that together. But if the one party part doesn't work out, then what happens is she goes on the open market. So if the other party that
Yes.
wants to buy the house can't make it happen,
Mhm.
then we go on the open market because she definitely wants to get her house sold in the not too distant future. Definitely before winter, right?
Definitely before winter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's get this sold before winter. So, but welcome to our broadcast. Tonight we're talking about the very interesting topic. I think it's very interesting. Why can't I get in touch with my realtor?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. There's so many ways to contact your realtor that why shouldn't you be able to get in touch with them?
Well, because lots of people, they will try to get in touch with their realtor, but it doesn't exactly work. So what to do then? Oh.
Well, there's multiple ways you can try it. It's whether they don't respond.
So it really comes down to
It comes down to the realtor.
who you're working with then.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Okay. And this fade is way too long.
It says LinkedIn isn't working.
Yeah, LinkedIn doesn't work, so that's all right.
Okay. Oh, that's all
So we're going to try this. So if we got anybody, don't worry about that, Russ. Don't worry about where they're connected. Just worry about if anybody is saying anything in the chat. Is there anybody in the chat right now, Russ?
There's, there was more, but now there's
Just a couple of people watching,
Yeah.
but nobody chatting at this point. So let's talk about why it is important to have multiple ways to get a hold of your realtor. Well, obviously for us, this is kind of a deal. This is a big deal. Because we think that's really important. Well, why are we talking about this topic? I mean, number one.
Well, it's the number
what's the
one
reason?
complaint, isn't it? It's the number one complaint from clients that their realtor doesn't talk to them.
Yeah, that they can't
which
get
I
in
find
touch.
really weird. You know, they say once they got the listing or once we started working with them,
Yep.
they didn't hear from them again.
I know, which
They
I
would
find that
leave a
really.
phone call and it would be days before anyone got back to them.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
It is, yeah.
It's like, I mean, you would think that once a realtor takes on a contract, that the one thing that they're going to do for sure is
Yeah.
make sure they stay in touch with their client.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Have you ever
Yeah.
fallen down on the job with this?
I have. I've been guilty of that.
Okay.
You know, it's not something I'm proud of. I do try to respond to all messages in a timely manner.
Uh-huh.
A few slipped through the cracks early on because I weren't paying attention to.
So
you
it
know,
isn't an
on
easy
my
thing.
day off or something like that. You know, on my day off, I put my phone away. I don't even look at it. So therefore, if someone left me a message on my day off, then the next day I'm in work and I have, 80 to 100 messages.
Yep.
It's easy to drop the ball on one.
It is easy. So the key is somewhat, even on our day off, we do try to maybe check the messages in the morning.
Yeah.
And now we try and check the messages like in the evening as well.
Yeah.
So that at least.
Just a couple of times during the day.
Well, and not a
just
couple
to-
times during the day. Because on our day off,
Well,
we're trying to have
yeah.
it be our day off.
Uh-huh.
Because we do need to have that rest and rejuvenation.
Yeah, but in the morning before breakfast, you can check to see if anything come in overnight.
Yep.
Anything urgent.
Yep. Exactly.
If it's not urgent, you can mark it up and deal with it the following day. Or respond to it and say, I'll be in touch tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know? And then we tend to check it in the evening as well.
Well, that way you're a bit more prepared for the
Yeah.
next day. So that's
That
a
way,
little bit-
if somebody wants to see a property the following day, I've still got time to schedule it,
correct.
even though it's my day off.
Yeah, because
but
you can schedule it that evening.
I can schedule it on my phone and set it up, so at least it's... Because some properties, they want 24 hours notice or 12 hours notice
Sure.
to see if there's tenants there. So if somebody's contact you, even if it's on your day off, but it's to see it the following day,
Correct.
you need to get that scheduled.
So I used to have a client who would contact me at like 2 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it's reasonable I should answer him at 2 in the morning?
No.
Okay, but I will say this was actually what's ironic about this, it was actually my very first customer.
Uh-huh.
So I learned to set boundaries really early on because of it. However, he's an awesome guy. And at the time, the reason that he would contact me at 2 in the morning is because I would send him stuff during the day and he worked second shift. So he got off at midnight. He'd get home. He'd have something to eat. He'd log on his computer. He'd see my emails or he'd see my texts or whatever,
Yep.
for after work. And then he would respond and say yes. And so then he would go to sleep and I'd get up the next morning. I'd schedule whatever it was. We'd get it on the schedule. I'd send him another message and we'd meet up later if we needed to. So it actually worked really well. And he's still a great customer of mine.
Yeah.
He and his girlfriend have bought
Yeah.
another one. And I think they're looking to buy a third in the not too distant future.
So, yeah.
So, yeah. So it's definitely, I mean,
Yeah, you have to, some people prefer text. And this is another thing. Not everyone likes you to call them.
that's true.
They don't like to talk on the phone or they can't use their phone.
But not
while they're
everybody
at
likes.
work or
But not
something like
everybody
that.
likes texting either.
No, not everyone likes texting.
In fact,
so
it has a
there's-
lot to do with being adaptive.
yes.
Being willing to adapt. And I will say that is, I think, one of the hardest things for some realtors to do is to recognize that we are the ones who should adapt our messaging style
Oh, definitely.
to the customer.
Definitely. Well, that's why when we have our buyer connection meeting or our seller connection meeting, one of the questions on that form is, which method of contact do you prefer?
Yeah, and
Do
I
you
think
prefer a phone call, text, email,
social media.
social media, fax? You know, there.
I don't know many people that prefer fax.
No one has said yes to
Nobody
fax.
has said yes. I don't think fax is even on our
No.
sheet anymore because nobody was like, sure,
We
I
do
have a
actually
fax
have a
machine.
fax number, though.
We have a fax number, but I don't know any of our customers
I've
that have a
never
fax
used it,
machine
I
that they
don't
want to
think.
use. So
No.
nowadays, especially, I mean, we have an e-fax, so that makes it easy.
Yeah.
So, but before we get into this topic a little bit more, what are you drinking tonight, Russ?
I'm drinking the hard stuff, Coke.
You're on Coke tonight?
Yeah, Coke Zero.
Ooh. Oh, Coke Zero. Okay, that's not the hard stuff if it's Coke Zero. And I don't think this is very hard stuff either. I've got Angry Orchard Crisp Apple tonight. So, yeah. So that's
I may
what
have
we're
a
on.
Corona later.
Yeah. This doesn't have a lot of effect on me.
No.
But you'll enjoy the Corona with your dinner later.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But let's go back to our topic, how to stay in contact. So let's talk about some of the ways that we stay in contact. Of course, we've already talked about a couple of them. Email, hello. That's kind of a given.
Smoke signals?
No, we don't do
we
smoke
don't
signals.
use smoke signals.
Even though you like to smoke meats, we have not done smoke signals yet. Partly
Wow.
because A, I don't know how to do smoke signals, and B, do you know how to do smoke signals?
Yeah, it's like Morse code, but
And
in
C,
smoke.
have we ever had a customer request smoke signals?
It'd have to be pretty close by.
You'd have to be pretty
Yeah.
close by, and we have a lot of
we
trees.
can shout that loud.
Right, exactly. If they're that close, I can walk around the corner and have a chat with them. We do live in a city. That makes it a little bit harder. So maybe not smoke signals, but
Not smoke
obviously
signals?
emails, obviously phone calls, obviously text messages.
Yep.
But anything past that, we start to get into the realm of
Social media.
what's your agent and what's your agent like. It's not all social media,
Yeah.
though.
No. But we have Facebook.
So, okay, so we have Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
Which we absolutely
You can
can
do a
communicate
private
through.
message
Yep.
through Messenger.
Or even sometimes I've had customers just reach out to me right through the Facebook page, like bold in front of everybody in public and say, "Hey, Kimberly, I need to talk to you," or "Hey,
Yeah.
I really need to," and then can you direct message me, or can you privately
Yeah.
message me? So, so that's through Facebook.
That's through Facebook. We've got Twitter.
Yep, we can respond through Twitter. Although I will say, I don't think I've ever had a customer actually asked to communicate primarily
No.
through Twitter.
We have LinkedIn.
Again, the only people who seem to message me through LinkedIn, and I don't know about you, but the only people who message me through LinkedIn are other agents.
Yeah, or businessmen that want to link with your...
I've actually
Profile.
the only businessmen I've had is other people like in home
I've had a
inspectors,
few, yeah.
home inspectors, mortgage
Lenders,
companies,
insurance
companies, all industry
Yeah.
related stuff, not
Yeah.
actual like customers that are businessmen. So most of them don't seem to contact
We
through
have
LinkedIn.
video chat.
We
And
do.
we have a lot of different forms of video chat. So
We
you've
do.
got your normal video chat on...
Well,
you
you've
can
got
do on
Facebook Messenger, right? Exactly.
that you can
And
do
I
a
will say
video
that when we
chat.
have a couple, and maybe I'm working with them to sell their house, and you're working with them to buy a house, and there's the two of them as well. One of the things we found very effective was a group chat in Facebook.
Yeah.
That has been very effective because then we're sending out a group chat.
Yeah, we've done
to
that
everyone.
on multiple occasions where,
We just set up-
Mr. Buyer was at work, Mrs. Buyer was at home with the kids,
Or vice versa, because
or
we've had
vice
that as well.
versa, and we were in different locations. We
But it just kept us
I was
all in
in
the
the
loop.
office, you was here.
Yep.
We can have a conference call.
Yeah, so
On video.
Our
It's
conference
brilliant.
call on video though is primarily done through Zoom, which
Yeah.
since the pandemic, Zoom is like everybody knows what Zoom is.
Yeah.
It's like before that. It was funny though, because we used Zoom well before the pandemic, well before COVID-19 was ever a thought in someone's mind.
Well, I think that's why we was in front of everything when the pandemic hit, because we was already prepared. We already had all these apps.
Sure, because we
You know,
already
we had-
use a lot of this technology
we
and we
knew
up
how
on
to
it
use
before.
it. We switched so easily to...
It wasn't even
the-
a switch. It was more
to
like
the-
other people had to switch.
No, but to doing like virtual open houses and virtual showings and virtual we were able to just go virtual straight away.
Yeah, because we had already done a lot of video
Yeah.
stuff and we were already super comfortable. And I do think that's a really important and that's partly down to, and I'm not bragging on myself, it's down to me and my
It
love of
is down to you
technology.
and your love. Yeah.
It is. I mean, and I actually will blame that on my dad because
Uh-huh.
it's my dad who made me go, "Oh, I love computers." Ooh, isn't that cool? Because I can remember as a 12-year-old us getting our first computer, and that was back in 1980. We're just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was 89. Yeah, it was not. But anyway, back when I was 12 years old, we had our first computer in our house. And that was because my dad had a love of electronics and computers and all that stuff. And I don't know anybody else in our neighborhood who had one until I was about 18, 19, or 20. And then other people. So we were like 8 years ahead of almost every other person in our neighborhood. Now, there were people at work who were using them, of course. Businesses were using them. But in the home, they just weren't. And I mean, I can even tell you, do you want to know how memorable it was? I can even tell you exactly what computer our first computer was.
What was it?
It was a TI 99 4A.
Which is what?
It's a Texas Instrument.
Oh, right.
And primarily up to that point, Texas Instrument had just created they had just done calculators, like scientific calculators.
I had a scientific calculator made
exactly by
T-
Texas Instruments.
yeah.
Yep, a TI. So but they did one of the first personal computers. It was a TI 99 4A. Then we very quickly, about a year later, upgraded to a Commodore 64. I know that was the big time. And then we really went big when we went for a Commodore 128 about a year after that. And then
Twice
just
the
piece de
size.
resistance, about 88, 89, I think it was, we upgraded to the first Windows that we had. First Windows computer was 89, 90, something in that. I can't remember what the first iteration of Windows that we had was. But I know that we had the TI 99 4A when I was 12 years old, and that was amazing.
Wow.
We could play bricks.
Bricks.
Which actually, bricks is like the beginning of Tetris, but we're getting kind of off track here because what we're talking about is how we stay communication and staying in touch with people. But my love of computers and my love of technology definitely drives forward our team on what types of things that we use. So of course we use text, we use email, we use Zoom calls. I've used Zoom a lot with presenting documents to people.
Yeah, because that's the good thing, because you can share your computer screen online. You can actually talk someone through a document and go over a listing document, go over an offer with them, showing them line by line, and then if they like the look of it, they can sign it at the end of it through
electronically.
DocuSign. So
electronically. So another way to keep in touch easily. So what were some of the other ones we wrote down? We've got.
Well, we've wrote down Zoom and Loom because
okay, so
you
let me
use
show
Loom as well.
Because Loom is something that we've started using more recently, and at first I didn't love it because I didn't understand it, and now that I get it, it's awesome. I absolutely adore it. And I actually pre-recorded a video so you guys could see this. So let's pull this up and I'm going to play this for you so you guys can kind of see what Loom looks like. Hey everyone, so I'm just doing this as a quick demonstration of how I can use our feature called Loom, which is pretty awesome because I can move me around anywhere on this recording and be able to demonstrate to you what's on your offer that you've just received. So if I have to answer a question on just one or two little things, I can just record a quick Loom video and be able to send it over to you in a link. So that's kind of cool. And it's just one of the many, many ways that we use to stay in touch with our customers. Talk to you later. Bye. So, what do you think, Russ? I mean, you kind of like Loom.
Yeah. I mean, we've used it. We
use it for training videos.
We use it for training videos, and it really comes in handy there because you still got the personal touch where you've got the video going of the person who's instructing you or giving you information.
So kind of the difference for me between Loom and Zoom is this. With its Zoom, it's because I need to interact with the person, like back and forth conversation, and then we're going to use Zoom. But with Loom, if they're just asking a quick question, I can just quickly get on Loom. I literally can go click, click, boom, and I can show them exactly what it is that I'm doing. And
So,
that's kind of cool.
and one good news we heard today, which is one of our CRM, the CRM,
Well, the
that we
CRM
use,
that our team uses,
we actually
not
use,
Shore West, but our
is
team.
going to have video text.
I know, I was so excited. I was on a training webinar with them today, and I just was pumped because they were talking about all the different things. First of all, our CRM, which is a customer relationship manager, I should tell you what that means. It's where all of our emails go through. It's where all of our text messages come out. It's where we can stay in touch with customers really easily. It's all in one central place. We can track. We can put notes on their file if we need to. We can upload documents
We
into
can
it.
upload tasks. We can set tasks for ourselves.
Exactly. We can do all sorts of things. It really...
all our calendar.
It absolutely
everything
manages
is
a lot of things
Yeah.
that help us stay in touch with people so that we can be face to face with people more. So what's really cool though about our CRM is the fact that today I was on this big long training seminar, and I'll be honest, I clocked out at about like 2 hours into it because I was exhausted from all the great information I was getting. And they did tell us that it was going to be available in replay. I just couldn't absorb any more information. It was like I was a sponge that was completely full up and dripping out now, and I was just losing anything new. So, but one of the things they told us at the beginning was
the text emails.
the the video texts.
Yeah, video text.
I know. I'm so excited.
That looks pretty cool. We haven't got it yet, so as soon as we do, we will get
But it
into
means
that
I can
and really use it.
record a quick video that's a text response to somebody.
Yeah,
That's just awesome.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's just awesome. It's similar to Loom, but I can't like show like documents and stuff at the same time.
No.
I can just get on quick and do a verbal message. But video is definitely the wave of the future. It's definitely the way people are starting to communicate more and more. So what else do we have?
Well, we have Instagram DMs.
Oh, of course. So if you're on Instagram, you can always DM us.
And
Is that
personal handwritten cards.
That's more your style.
It is more my style.
Tell them why it's not my style. Do you know why it's not my style?
You got bad handwriting?
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Mostly because, folks, if I send you a handwritten card, you'll never be able to read it. Trust me. It's not because I'm not thinking about you. It's not because I don't care about you. It's because if I handwrite a card to you, you won't read it. So if you get a typed up card from me, please don't assume it's a form letter, because it probably isn't a form letter. It's just me making sure that I can communicate clearly to you, because if I'm not communicating
it's
clearly,
from me because it's handwritten.
he has the most beautiful handwriting. I have to say, Russ, you have really great handwriting, and I have a great signature. I have people all the time go, "Ooh, that's a great bold signature." I'm like, "Yeah, just wait till you see the rest of my writing. You can't read that. You can barely read my signature. I have a signature.
Doctor's
I
handwriting.
do. I have a doctor's signature.
Spider.
So I don't know if that's a good thing. I think it's because I'm so much in a rush. Like the words are just flowing out of my brain that it's like, brrr. That's why I do so much with texting and video chat, because I can't get it out fast enough. I know. I need to back off. I need to
chill.
Yeah, right. Like that's never going to happen. That's you. That's why you're here. You're here to make people feel chill. I'm here to make people feel motivated. I'm here to go, yes, we can do this. I'm the cheerleader and you're the coach.
Yeah.
Does that sound like good? You're the one to keep the team all calm and cool and collected, and I'm the one that says, yeah, let's go and kick some butt.
I'm the mediator.
Yes. So anyway, those are just some of the ways that we stay in touch with people. Anything in the chat? Anybody asking any questions about anything else?
No one's talking to us
Well,
tonight.
and maybe that's because we've already kind of answered all the questions, and maybe we've covered everything. But if you can think of a thing that we have not mentioned yet, a way that we should be staying in touch with you, I would love to hear it. Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, I suppose Restream is another way, but that
I guess,
Restream is actually taking in Facebook.
Yeah, it's taking in all the different social medias.
From Facebook,
YouTube. Yeah, we've got YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, Twitter, Twitch,
we have at the
and
moment
Facebook.
Is YouTube and Facebook.
Well, that's all right. YouTube and Facebook's good enough for me. We do that a lot. So anyway, folks, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We didn't actually really introduce ourselves tonight, Russ.
Didn't we?
We should probably say who we are.
Well, I'm Russell Mann.
And I'm Kimberly Mann. And together we are TIMT Homes at Shore West Realtors. And in case you hadn't guessed, this is our live broadcast.
Yeah.
And you can join us every week at 7 o'clock. And we are trying to keep it short, less than half an hour. So, Russ, do you know what that means? It's 7:24 right now, so we better stop while we're ahead and let people contact us.
Yes.
Give people a chance to contact us through one of the many means that we've just given them.
One of the many means.
Many means. That's really hard to say. One of the many means.
So hi, whoever's watching. There are some watching us.
Hi to everybody. Drop something in the chat. We will respond later if we see it. They do usually send us a notification if they do. But if you have any questions, concerns, or if you just want to ask a question about real estate in general, we are here. And at the end here, I'm going to throw up the video and going to put our phone numbers up. So if anybody wants to text us or call us with a question, it's there for you as well.
And if you think of another method that we've missed of communication
that we should be adding,
please put it into the chat.
Please let us know, because we would love to add, and we want to make sure that we are able to communicate with everybody that wants to communicate with us, and make sure that we're prepared for that. But as it is for now, well, we will talk to you guys later and hopefully see you next week. Bye for now.
Bye.